Today in Phoenix, Arizona, a controversial police probe, a legal battle over a lottery ticket, and a surprise decision from ASU, plus a measles alert in the valley and the sports betting boom rewriting the record books. I'm Dean Bark, and welcome to the City Report from Phoenix, Arizona. All right, let's dive in. Arizona's Police Licensing Board is taking up a case that is as troubling as it is unusual. The Arizona Peace Officer Standards and Training Board, the state agency that licenses law enforcement officers, has voted to start proceedings against Frank Reynoso, a former officer with the Gila River Police Department, the tribal force just south of Phoenix. Here's the latest scoop. Investigators say that in March of this year, during a mental health call involving someone officers knew from prior encounters, Reynoso poured malt liquor down the throat of a handcuffed man. He was later fired for negligence of duty. This week, the board voted to move forward with possible suspension or revocation of his certification. Board Chair Mark Daniels, who oversees those licensing matters, noted this is the first time they have seen an incident like this come before them. Malt liquor is not a de-escalation technique, in case that needed clarifying. Now, why this matters? The board's action isn't a criminal charge. It's about whether Reynoso can wear a badge in Arizona again. It also puts a spotlight on accountability inside policing, especially during sensitive calls where mental health and public safety intersect. When something like this reaches the state board, it sends a signal to departments across Arizona about what crosses the line. Ensuring accountability in law enforcement shouldn't be this complicated. Let's keep this train moving. A lottery story out of Phoenix with life-changing stakes and plenty of fine print. Robert Galitza, a former Circle K manager, says he followed company rules when he bought a printed but unsold lottery ticket after clocking out and changing out of his uniform. Circle K is the national convenience store chain with locations across the valley. That ticket turned out to be a $12.8 million winner. Then everything fell apart. Circle K confiscated the ticket, fired him, and went to court to determine who owns it. The basic backdrop: lottery rules prohibit vendors from purchasing while they're on the job, and company policy requires employees to pay for any printed but unsold tickets. Galitza says he did exactly that, after hours, and even had initial approval from his district manager, the company supervisor overseeing multiple stores. Weeks later, in January, he was terminated. By February, the company had filed suit to sort out ownership. A few takeaways for the rest of us. Ownership questions around printed lottery tickets are more complicated than they look. There's the state's lottery regulations, the store's internal policy, and the timeline of who knew what and when. If you thought office politics were expensive, try $12.8 million. My read: this case underscores the need for clear, consistent policies employees can actually count on. Shifting gears. Arizona State University has backed off a controversial plan in downtown Phoenix. ASU has withdrawn its eminent domain lawsuit aimed at taking the Lewis Emerson House, a registered historic home built in 1902, from its owner, Robert Young. ASU, the state's largest public university, is developing a new medical school headquarters and had said it needed the lot for outdoor space, not for a building footprint. After roughly 18 months of negotiations and significant public pushback from preservationists and community advocates, ASU surprised Young by pulling the case. He'd been readying for a legal fight. For perspective, the home is about 124 years old and on the historic register. Young says the university initially offered about $1 million, while he estimated relocation costs between $2 and $3 million. The university is still targeting a 2028 opening for the medical school headquarters. The broader picture: this is a classic Phoenix tension point: growth versus preservation. Downtown development is booming, but not every square foot needs to be new. Sometimes preserving history is a win for everyone, and that's worth discussing at your next neighborhood meeting. Moving on. A public health alert in the valley. The Maricopa County Department of Public Health, the county agency tracking communicable diseases, reports 7 new measles cases in the Phoenix metro, bringing the county total to 21 this year. Exposure sites were identified in Tempe and Surprise, which means this isn't confined to a single part of town. A reminder, measles is incredibly contagious, especially for those who are unvaccinated. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, the measles, mumps, and rubella shot, are about 97% effective. After reporting 0 measles cases last year, the county is now seeing its highest numbers since at least 2006. Since 2025, the state has reported about 332 cases. 96% of them were in people who were not vaccinated, and 25 patients have been hospitalized. No deaths have been reported. What to do now? If you live in or visited Tempe or Surprise recently, check the county's exposure list and confirm your vaccination status. Talk to your healthcare provider if you have questions about immunity. Vaccination isn't just a personal choice, it's a public responsibility. Let's cut to the chase. Prevention works. All right, next topic. Arizona's sports betting boom keeps rewriting the scoreboard. Since legalization in 2021, Arizona has taken in more than $34.6 billion in wagers, what the industry calls the handle, and generated about $1.858 billion in taxable revenue. In 2025 alone, the state collected roughly $185.8 million in tax dollars from sports betting. Here's something to chew on. Arizona has outpaced Nevada, the traditional gambling heavyweight, in monthly handle for 18 consecutive months as of April this year. The edge comes from how easy mobile betting is here, strong app access, lots of operators, and a fan base that knows its Cardinals, Suns, D-backs, and Coyotes. Looks like someone forgot the memo that the house always wins. Lately, the house is in Arizona. But there are flags on the play. Regulators and advocates are worried about people betting beyond their means and about the rise of unregulated prediction markets, platforms that let users wager on everything from elections to weather without the same consumer protections as licensed sportsbooks. Responsible gaming tools like self-exclusion programs that let you voluntarily lock yourself out of betting apps are critical. Arizona's growth story is impressive. The priority now is making sure it's sustainable and safe. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark in Phoenix, Arizona. Keep informed and join us tomorrow for more updates.